The first time Sophia Mendez stepped into the gleaming halls of Willow Creek High School, she knew she didn't belong. Not because she was unworthy or unprepared, but because the air itself seemed to buzz with an energy she didn't recognize. It smelled of expensive perfumes, cafeteria lattes, and polished sneakers. Everything looked so bright, so curated. Students strutted past in clothes that cost more than her father earned in a week. Their laughter rang hollow, clipped, as if they spoke a language of money and confidence she had never learned. She tightened her backpack straps and kept her head down. Sophia was 16 and a junior. She had transferred mid-semester from a struggling public school in East Camden after winning a scholarship designed for gifted and economically challenged students. The administration was thrilled to have her. The students were not. She was too quiet, too different, too unwilling to bend into the invisible mold expected of girls at Willow Creek. Her classmates saw her thrift store jeans and worn sneakers and dismissed her as someone who would disappear within days. But Sophia didn't disappear. She excelled in her classes, devoured books in the library, and always volunteered for science lab demonstrations. She was the top scorer in math by week 3 and even helped one of the football players pass a bio test. But none of that mattered socially. At Willow Creek, success didn't translate into acceptance unless it came with glossed lips, manicured nails, and the approval of the queen bee herself, Aubrey Langston. Aubrey was everything Sophia was not: tall, platinum blonde, and terrifyingly beautiful. She moved like a storm, graceful, powerful, impossible to ignore. As the captain of the cheer squad and the daughter of the town's most influential real estate tycoon, Aubrey didn't just rule the school, she owned it. Her circle included Lexi, Bryn, and Kayla, girls who orbited her like moons around a blazing sun, absorbing her power and reflecting it in their cruelty. To them, Sophia was an easy mark. The bullying began subtly. A whisper as she passed. A bump in the hallway. Missing books. Mocking looks. Sophia did what she had learned to do long ago: stay quiet, endure, and keep her eyes on the future. Her father worked double shifts as a mechanic to keep their apartment. He reminded her every night, "You weren't born for easy, mihija. You were born to rise." So she rose, even if it meant walking through fire. And fire, indeed, would come. It was a Thursday afternoon when it happened. Gym class had just ended, and the locker room buzzed with girls changing and laughing, the wet slap of towels, the occasional shriek of someone caught without a bra. Sophia was one of the last out of the showers. She never hurried. She waited for the others to finish. That day was no different. Steam clung to the mirrors, and droplets fell from her damp hair as she walked back to her locker. But something felt off. Her lock was open. Her stomach dropped. She stared at the empty space inside. Her clothes, jeans, hoodie, sneakers, were gone. In their place was a bucket of murky mop water and a soiled towel that smelled of mildew. Her hand trembled as she touched the locker door, her reflection warped in the metal. Then, behind her, a snicker. "Lose something, scrub." She turned slowly. Aubrey stood a few feet away, flanked by Lexi, Bryn, and Kayla, all still in their gym uniforms. Aubrey held Sophia's folded shirt in one hand and her jeans in the other. Her lips curled into a mocking smile. "You should really label your stuff," she said. "Hard to tell the difference between trash and whatever this is." The girls laughed. Sophia stepped forward, bare feet squeaking against the tile. "Give them back." "Oh, we will," Bryn said sweetly. "We just thought it could use a little makeover." From her gym bag, Lexi pulled out a lighter. Sophia's heart thudded once, then again, faster. "Don't," she said, voice quiet but firm. Kayla reached for a can of hairspray on the bench. "It's just a joke," she giggled. Aubrey raised an eyebrow. "Relax. You don't even wear makeup. A little fire never hurt anyone. But it did. Because in a blur of laughter and twisted thrill, Lexi flicked the lighter and Kayla sprayed the aerosol flame toward the towel that hung loosely from Sophia's waist. Sophia screamed, stumbling back, slapping at the burning fabric. It flared for a second, just a second, but in that moment, the edge of the flame reached her face. The heat kissed her left cheek with the cruel hand of fate. She dropped to the floor, clutching her skin, pain searing through her nerves like electricity. The girls froze. Then chaos. "Oh my God," Lexi gasped. "We didn't mean." "Shut up," Aubrey hissed. Bryn panicked. "We have to get help." "No. If anyone finds out." Aubrey yanked them away. "Just go." They ran. All of them. Leaving Sophia on the cold tile, half-naked, burned, and shaking. She didn't cry. She didn't scream again. She crawled to her locker, pulled the wet janitor towel over herself, and pressed the cleanest corner to her blistering cheek. Her vision blurred, not from tears, but from fury. The nurse called an ambulance. The school filed a report. Sophia's father nearly broke the hospital bed rail when he saw her face. The doctors spoke in hushed tones about second-degree burns. The left side of her cheek would scar. There were ointments, procedures, promises of healing, but no reversal. Sophia looked in the mirror and saw someone new. Someone forged in pain. The investigation was brief. Too brief. The girls denied everything. Claimed they had left before Sophia even entered the locker room. Claimed they had no lighter, no hairspray. No one else had seen it happen. No one came forward. The school suspended them for 10 days. Sophia returned 2 weeks later, bandage on her cheek, silence on her lips. She ignored the stares. The whispers. Some girls looked at her with pity. Some with disgust. Aubrey and her friends pretended nothing had happened. And the teachers? They avoided her eyes. That was when Sophia stopped waiting for justice. She decided to create it. The Truth and Talent Assembly had been a meaningless tradition until then. Students performed music, poetry, dance, or read a personal essay in front of the school. It was supposed to foster connection, vulnerability. But it had become a popularity contest. Only the elite ever got real attention. This year, Sophia signed up. She didn't tell anyone. Not even her teachers. When the day came, the auditorium filled early. The usual suspects took the stage. A girl recited spoken word about believing in yourself, 2 football players did a rap, and a boy juggled flaming pins, carefully supervised. Then, just before the final act, Principal Garrison tapped the mic. "We have one final surprise addition today," he said. "Please welcome Sophia Mendez." The auditorium hushed. Gasps rippled. Sophia walked onto the stage, not in a hoodie, but in a long burgundy dress that flowed as she moved. Her hair was slicked back in a tight braid. The left side of her face was uncovered. The scar, pink and raw, was undeniable. She carried a large canvas and a small easel. Silence fell as she placed it center stage. Then she picked up a paintbrush. No words. Just brushstrokes. She painted quickly, passionately. Red. Black. Blue. The shape of a girl crouched on cold tile. Fire licking the air. 4 faceless figures with mocking mouths. The painting was bold. Ugly. Honest. Then she turned to the crowd. "I was told not to show this," she said, voice even, clear. "That my scar makes people uncomfortable. That my pain would be too much for a school trying to heal. But I'm not the one who needs to heal." You could hear a pin drop. This was done to me in your locker room, she continued, pointing at the painting. By people who walk these halls every day. Who smile and lie and laugh in your faces. You suspended them. You excused them. You protected them. A flicker of shock ran through the crowd. Whispers surged. Today, I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm demanding truth. She stepped back. Because fire didn't break me. It revealed me. The room erupted. A few clapped. Then more. Then all. Even teachers. Aubrey stood frozen, her mouth ajar. Her friends sank into their seats. Later that day, the video went viral. Sophia's father uploaded it to social media with the caption, "My daughter was burned. Now she burns brighter than ever." News outlets picked it up. Interviews followed. Public pressure mounted. The school board held an emergency meeting. This time, there were consequences. The girls were expelled. Criminal charges were filed. The Langstons' hush money couldn't stop the tide of truth. But for Sophia, the real victory wasn't in punishment. It was in freedom. She no longer hid behind silence. She wore her scar with pride. And every time she walked into school, head high, the halls grew quiet, not with mockery, but respect. Because now they knew. You can try to burn a girl like Sophia Mendez. But some flames only make you rise.